2, 1. We are live on Instagram.
Okay.
We have gone back to our original format on Instagram, being as StreamYard was not quite as cooperative as we would have liked it to be.
Okay. What is it doing?
There you go.
Yoicks.
Yoicks away!
Yoicks. I look like a disaster.
That's how I've been feeling all week. Yoicks it away! Yoicks it away! Yoicks it away! Hello, Greg Harper on YouTube. How are you?
I'm gonna kill myself today.
Don't do that. That would make me sad.
Too much stuffs.
Sonic Sam 321 says, "How day?"
Hello, how are you?
Hello, Instagrammies. Instagrammers, we are back to our original format, so unfortunately you guys will not have the scan of hands on Instagram for a little while until I figure out how to make it work better. Because unfortunately, as soon as we would finish our live on Instagram, it would not let me save, so you guys could go back and watch it later. So I'm going to have to work on that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I have been the queen of allergies this week, and my brain has not been functional. I only just realized today, like 5 minutes ago, Kris mentioned this Italian restaurant near Cradle of Aviation where we're going to be next weekend, and she was like, "Oh, it's this great Italian restaurant. Everybody talks about it." And I only just realized 5 minutes ago, like, "Oh, yeah, that's right. I've been there."
There you go.
So, yeah. There.
Zea's got a head cold, guys.
Oh, Greg Harper, you can stay on YouTube if you want. It's Instagram that was
right. It's you.
That was being
like
tricky.
Anyone that's on Instagram tonight, I would hop over to Facebook or hop over to Neal's YouTube.
Yep.
Because that way you can get the pans and scans that we do.
Yep. The YouTube channel is nealadams.com, which is NealadamsDotcom. And the Facebook is Neal Adams Comic Artist. Make sure it's NEAL Adams Comic Artist.
Right.
Hello, Stephen Michael Tulp. Hello, Ford.
It's everybody. We actually made it on tonight.
Yeah, right?
After many different attempts, we finally made it.
Jeepers creepers.
So we're just waiting for people to come on. Basically, the reason why we did not do a show on Wednesday night was because Madison Square Garden was really packed with people going to the Knicks game because a lot of New York teams are doing very well out of Madison Square Garden. And on those nights, it's really hard for Z and I to get out of the studio because it either costs us $1 million to go home by car or the trains are just packed because unfortunately we tend to get out at about the same time that Madison Square Garden starts letting out people, unless they go into overtime, which is the good part.
and it doesn't help that I was half dead.
Right. So I have a feeling if the New York teams are still doing well next week, we may have some jumping around of show days coming up next week. But I have not seen what the Knicks or the Rangers are doing for next week. Right now, they're away games, so nobody's at Madison Square Garden for the next couple of days.
Yes, well, Friday I'm heading over to CradleCon.
Yes, you are.
I'm not sure whether I will have any company with me, but I will be there at CradleCon at Long Island at the Cradle of Aviation Museum.
Yep. So we have 9 people on Facebook. I don't know what you're seeing in other places.
I'm seeing 9 people, I see 11, including you.
Okay.
We have 5 people popping in now on Instagram-y.
Okay, so we'll give it like 2 or 3 more minutes, and then we'll get everything going. We have new prints from the last show. We have a lot of CGCs tonight, and we have original art. And because we did not do Wednesday night, and Kelly Rusk always crabs at me about, but where's the commercial work? I did go through commercial envelopes and found some commercial work. So I think I have covered every gamut there is of continuity.
Now we just have to find out whether he'll turn up.
Well, they're
'Cause
cool. They're
usually
cool
when
whether he shows up or not. So.
Usually when you're ready for him, he doesn't.
Yes, I know. That's what everybody does to me.
And Stephen Michael Philp wants to know if we are going to Baltimore Comic Con. I would like to. Kind of depends.
We have not talked to Baltimore, so I don't know what we're doing. We're kind of in that lost stage of life right now.
We are finding ourselves.
Right. Like
we played hide and go seek with ourselves, and we're having a
right. The
hard time finding
tendency in
ourselves.
this industry is once a artist goes, then the communications get severed in a weird way. Not that I think like that makes sense. Of course it does. How many families carry on the family business? There aren't many that do. I can think of the Kuber family and us, and probably the Frazetta family. So basically, we have not been invited yet to go to Baltimore.
But I will say Baltimore is a fun convention to go to.
Yeah, we both love it.
I do thoroughly enjoyed it, and it inspired the Voodoo Doll series of stuff that I've been doing.
Mm-hmm. And, we always supported the Baltimore Comic Con with Neal and the whole family.
Yep.
Even Joel, I think, has been at Baltimore. Okay, so I have 8 now on Facebook. Even though we're back in our normal slot. I'm going to give it a couple more minutes, and then we'll get rolling with the show, and we'll let people catch up to us. And hi, Jim Hackett. How are you? Tim Shin is watching. I know it is the Friday before Mother's Day weekend. I know a lot of people are traveling.
All right, how is it we got 10 people watching and there's only 2 likes? You guys gotta push the like button sometimes. Come out there and find you and make you push the like button. Go and push the like button.
And Stephen Michael Tulp says Baltimore was when my youngest daughter met Mr. Neal. Yep.
Hey, Happy Towers.
It is a very friendly Comic-Con. It is if you're into comic books with not a lot of the actors and other stuff, and you like a Comic-Con, I highly recommend the Baltimore Con as being that. So. Okay, so you want to start, Zee? Or we can
Whenever
start. We can wait one more minute.
Well, 2 more people hit the like button. I like seeing that. Let's see a few more of those. What do you say?
So is everybody going to see their...
If you don't push the like button, Julie Childs is going to come out.
Their mothers this weekend? Or have their kids come to their house this weekend?
Well, my kid is stuck with me this weekend. Jake, I know where to go.
So there we go. Everybody's doing like buttons now.
Yeah,
okay, well we're gonna get moving. So I'm gonna start with how the show works. Basically, just like how everyone has said hello, Brent, in the comment bar. That's exactly if you would like to claim something, you would write, I'm claiming that Batman, I'm claiming the Batman running, I'm claiming, I don't know what you're claiming.
The
comic book, whatever it is, you write that in the comment bar. And then we will stop the show and go, oh my God, somebody's buying something. And then we will call out your name. We will secure that this is what you want. And then basically we will ask you to then go to the direct messaging on Instagram or Facebook. If you're on YouTube, you have to go to Facebook or Instagram, direct message, in order to give us your name, the address in which I am shipping to, and an email address for us to then be able to send you a PayPal invite to then be able to pay for the piece. I'll be in the LES at Mom's. LES. Less. I don't know. Example, I am claiming red box number 1. Yes, Brent, except that I have no more red boxes.
Listen, do be sure that if it's a Batman piece to be specific as to which Batman piece you're talking about.
Exactly. Okay, so we're gonna start and get us rolling here. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. I think we supposedly know a lot about Neal. We can talk about Neal. Lately, we've been talking a little bit more about Neal and Neal's mom, which everybody was surprised that Neal's mom drew, which I will tell you that even Neal was surprised his mother drew.
Well, you actually know a hell of a lot more than I do.
Well, that's what happens when you are the oldest. So, anyway, Lower East Side, I guess. Okay, gotcha, Happy Towers. So, he is going to be in New York. Nice. So, actually, for Prince, I don't need.
I love when people underestimate how much knowledge you do have of Dad. Like when folks make up their own history and you step in and go, oh, well, here's how it actually happened.
Well, it's because Dad always brought the family into everything. So whether you wanted to be there, you didn't want to be there, you were generally there. And he had a habit because he was always scrambling to get out the door to go deliver a job at DC and Marvel, but yet he would always forget something.
Right.
So then we would have to then, find Kris, and then Kris would come to either Marvel or DC and deliver it because Mom would stay home with the rest of you guys.
Right.
So I ended up going to a lot of places with my dad. And even like on the weekends, it was a big deal to go to, there was a newsstand, which is behind the police station thing, which I guess now is a military sign-up place on 42nd in Times Square, in the middle of Times Square, 42nd Street. And if you look, there's still the tile wall, and it's a tile, I think, of like a map of the world or something like that. It's really pretty. It's done in a really nice, like beigey brown tiles with blue. And basically, there used to be a newsstand over there that carried like every newspaper. So Dad would always go there to get Ben Casey, and then we would go across the street, go see a movie, and then we would cross the street and go to Hojo's for lunch, and then we would all head home. So basically, we were always traveling around with Dad. What's the piece behind you for $20?
It's the Batman foil, bottom shelf.
Oh, Batman foil, bottom shelf.
Well, that and also my earliest memory is more Dad doing like advertising and not so much comic stuff.
Well, it depends on what generation of Neal Adams you came in.
Yeah, oddly enough, Kris, Joel, Jason, Josh, and I are like all one generation of Adamses, but you would think we were three because of our age gaps. All right, hold it still, but with the top towards you a bit. Oh, perfect. Stay right there. Try to focus. There we go. Okay,
so basically,
wiggle it around a bit.
This is the first issue of Talia al Ghul, which Neal did not draw, but the cover is Neal's cover, and they foiled it. So it's a foil cover. It's a facsimile edition of number 411. So that's what is $20. To answer, Stephen Michael Phelps. And then we also sell it without the foil.
Yep, the regular cover.
Right, as well. So, okay. I guess we're going to start with this. For $30, I still have these Ra's al Ghul treasuries that just came out recently. Again, it is a foiled cover. So that's the reason why it looks a little weird on camera. So we have some of these left. They did treasury size. It is a gorgeous package. It's a facsimile of the treasury size original one. They foiled. You can either get it a foil covered for $30, or we have it with the regular cover at $20.
$25.
$25. Sorry, $25. So there is the regular cover.
And these are nice and big.
Yep, treasury size. And they're facsimile editions the same way they do facsimile editions of other comics that Neal has done. These are the treasuries. They kept a treasury size. They're very nice. Foiled again, exactly. And I will say the printing on the inside is very nice. Very clean. It's all the original because, like I said, it's facsimile edition. So it has really nice color, clean. But it's not the new modeled color, it's the flat color.
Yep.
So if your old copy is falling apart and you'd like to reread it in this format again, here's a way you can do it. We're not charging that much more than cover price on these. So those are available.
Somebody on Instagram says, sweet.
Yep. So we have those. So I was going to start with prints tonight. And Happy Terry says, beautifully done. I have 2 and happy I purchased 2. Yeah, they're really gorgeous. The paper they have in it is the old paper, but it's very white. The color looks really great on it. And the covers look great.
And this is a good opportunity because Kris is going to start showing prints, and Tommy is not with us at the moment.
That's okay.
So you're okay. And this, are you showing the new one first?
No.
Okay.
It just said
Kris has a surprise for you.
Okay. Well, I was going to start with Joker since we're kind of warming up here. Warming up, so we'll do Joker. So this is the 3-faced Joker that Neal did. This is a giclée, so it's on that really nice paper that everybody loves that we work with. We sell this for $100. And this is signed by Neal. We're really coming down to the end of this giclée.
Yep, we're getting to the last ones with signatures.
Yeah, definitely. And the last ones of this giclée. I don't know if we're going to go back to press with this. So,
Yep. But even if we did,
yeah, they're not going to have Dad's signature anymore. Okay, so the 3 Jokers is $100 to buy. The size of this is 13 by 19. Okay. This one I think we showed for the last time we were on. I have a couple of these left that actually have signatures. This is the Marvel versus DC. It was the cover of, I don't remember. And
it was one of the sketchbooks.
Yes, and it has, but I don't remember which one it was. And it
They'll
has
tell us.
Atomic Mouse on it.
Adam's Mouse.
Which Zeea and I call Adam's Mouse. And was very disappointed to learn that we didn't own it.
I think since he's cuter than Atomic Mouse, we should be allowed to call him Adam's Mouse.
Well, the funny thing about Atomic Mouse is Dad drew Atomic Mouse when he was like 9 or 10 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something that he liked, which I don't know if he liked it because it was an A like Adams.
Victor Malave says cover of The Art of Neal Adams.
There we go.
And
So
Tim Hackett agrees.
Right. So this is $100 to buy. It is signed by Neal at the bottom. Very nice.
Hey,
print.
Victor. Victor has joined us. Victor stopped in with us earlier this week to pick up his goodies.
Because Victor's very lucky because he's in the area, so he can come by. Okay, next up this is something different. This is a print, obviously. This is something that DC produced. They did Canadian Superman stamps. And they did this nice presentation piece where they did a print of Action Comics of Neal's stamp for giving it to Neal for selling. And they did this for the other artists that did the other Superman stamps if they're alive. There is a stamp right in the middle of Breaking Chains, which is Neal's. So you get a Neal Adams signature on the print as well as getting a Neal Adams signature on the stamps. The stamp is loose from the print. So if you wanted to do this differently than the way it's laid out here, you can take the stamps out of this package. They're not attached. So once again, there are 2 signatures on this. Neal signed the print so that if you wanted to frame the print but not have the stamps, you have a nice, and Happy Tara says, the glue on the stamps are maple syrup. I would think so, since they are Canadian stamps.
And these are $300 each.
Right. And like I said, the stamps, which is that blue paper with the stamps, is a loose item. So you can frame this any way you would like. And the stamps are also signed by Neal. So
once again, I will say, smash that like button as if it was a piece of meat that you need to tenderize.
Zea's a little crazy because she has a sinus cold.
And do share, because sharing is caring. They only really listen to me when I do Julia Child anyway.
I know. So $300 for the Superman print and stamps. Okay, we have a cover size, which is 11 by 17 of number 227, 227. We call it Batman Gothos. This again is on that really nice Giclée paper. It's a very toothy watercolor paper where the ink and the color sits on it beautifully. We sell this for $100. And it is signed by Neal at the bottom.
Okay.
Which is why you see 2 signatures at the bottom. One is actually printed on the piece, one is actually done by Neal on the piece.
Well, one person listened to me. We got a care. They care.
So again,
not feeling well.
$100 for the Batman Gothos.
I'm kind of like Tinkerbell. If you don't want my light to go out, you have to push the light button.
Okay, Tinks. Okay, next up is a 13 by 19. Now this is a print that everybody's going to go, I've never seen that before. This was actually a cover that Neal did for Marvel. It is a painted cover. It was supposed to be for Star Wars when they were doing Star Wars at Marvel. And unfortunately, we got caught in the middle of some goings on between Marvel and Star Wars. And Neal's cover kind of got put on hold.
Well,
Exactly. That was my feelings about it. So basically, the cover never came out. Neal did a painted cover, which this is the painted cover. And what this is as if you were at the bottom inside of the garbage water bin, this gross garbage bin, right?
the trash compactor.
Trash compactor. And you got to see what was actually going on under the water, and you're looking up through the water at Harrison Ford and...
Well, at least it didn't seem to be like food trash and like sewage. It seemed to be more industrial trash.
Right. So
it could have been worse.
This
could have
is
been a lot worse.
13 by 19. It is $100 to buy. Very nice piece here. And again, the only time you've seen it is actually on this show. This print is not signed by Neal because we made this print after Neal had passed. So this will get one of our hologram Neal Adams signature pieces that goes onto the back of the print.
But it is one of Dad's rare painted pieces that we made the print of. Dad did not paint a lot of pieces, but this one was, the original of this was painted. Hi, Andrea.
Hi, Andrea. It's a really nice painting here. Okay. Next one we call the Green Gang, because it is all of the Green Lantern, Green Arrow gang here. With John Stewart, Black Canary, Speedy. I always want to call him Dr. Roz, but that's his mistake.
Yeah. He does have that kind of Dr. Roz look about him.
Exactly. So again, this is $100 to buy. It does have a Neal Adams signature. And again, this is on that really nice giclée paper. And again, we're down to the bottom of these as giclées. There are not many left of these. Definitely not many left with Neal's signature on them. And hello, Sam. So it is the Green Lantern Gang for $100. I have Storm, which Neal really loved this piece when he did it. He did it for one of the New York Comic Cons, actually, and it is signed by Neal.
This is too sexy for Sam.
This is 13 by 19.
Now, all of these prints are $100 each, unless otherwise mentioned.
Right. Again, signed by Neal.
I forgot it was Friday. All the days just blend for me.
Hey, Erin, how are you?
Erin joined us. Hey, Erin.
Well, it's not Erin White. It is Erin Satterwhite.
Oh, well, hello, Erin. Well, you know, a pleasant hello to you as well.
Yes.
Sam, on the other hand.
So there we have Storm, what I almost called Black Canary.
Sam is like the brother I didn't ask for.
It's kind of like a replacement of Joel.
Kind of.
Okay, next up is Superman versus Harley Quinn, which this was the cover for the little black notebook of Harley Quinn, where they asked Neal to do a not a facsimile and not a
Homage.
an homage. Thank you.
You're welcome.
An homage of the Superman versus Muhammad Ali cover, because the interior story that Neal did was an homage to Superman versus Muhammad Ali using Harley Quinn and Superman.
Careful, Sam, your wife might read that.
And this again is 13 by 19. It is signed by Neal, and it is $100 to buy. And I highly recommend the book, which you can also buy the book from us, because we do have copies of that. And I believe we even have signed copies of it. This is a signed print. The size of this is 13 by 19. And it really has gorgeous coloring on this. I mean, Neal didn't pull back doing this. I mean, this was his third time doing this cover, which the first time just about killed Neal.
And I'm going to give you my Durr moment. I've looked at this cover 100 times. It was only like last week I realized that Harley is holding onto a kryptonite hammer. I am really slow on the uptake, Chris.
So thank God you didn't color it.
I know, right? Well, I think if I colored it, I would have figured it out. But I think since I didn't, it just didn't click with my dippy brain.
And Sarah is with us.
She'll just think you're fishing for a discount.
Say hello to Sarah.
Oh, we got another like, too. We're up to 10 likes, Chris.
Oh my God.
I'm excited.
Don't let it get to your head, Z.
My light,
Don't start floating away on me.
my light might not go out, Kris.
It is $100 to buy, and this is a great print. And it'll make you homesick for Superman versus Muhammad Ali. Yeah. All right. This way. Okay. We have Neal's Bruce Lee cover from the Kung Fu magazine that Marvel put out. And as Pete pointed out last time he was on the show, which I never knew, was apparently we used to have this hanging in our hallway as you head to the front room, which is where all the artists would work and all our marker people were there. And my office was at the end of that hallway. And on the wall is this piece. And apparently every time Neal would walk by with Pete, he would say, "Pete, look at that hand. That's the best hand I ever drew." So in Neal's mind, we are currently looking at the best hand that Neal Adams ever drew.
In his opinion.
In his opinion. So this is $100 to buy. It is a signed print.
Yep, and it is a print of another of Neal's rare painted pieces.
That's true. It is a painted piece with a really good hand.
Is it just the one hand is really good, or both hands?
No, it seems like
It's
it's
just
just the bottom hand.
the underhanded hand.
Underhand.
You gotta watch those
Best hand.
underhanded hands.
The best hand ever. So
That's when the doctor says cough.
So, okay. That is 100 to buy. I think this is my last of the X-Men group.
Ba-ba-ba-bum.
This again is 13 by 19. It is signed by Neal. And it is the X-Men of Neal's generation. Whatever that means. And it is 100 to buy, and it does have a Neal Adams signature on it. I love that. The Cyclops on it. So, really nice piece. I love that Neal did a number of these because I think they're really nice. So, and some people have asked us whether or not Zeea can color these. And we used to stupidly say, no, she can color these. Basically, she can't color these on the paper they are on. But what we can do is make a copy of this on paper that Zeea can color on. So a number of you had asked a while ago whether or not Zeea actually could color these. So the answer is yes. It would not be on this paper that you're seeing in front of you, but it can be done on a different paper.
Yep.
And just like we do with the artwork, where we sell the artwork and then we do an additional fee for doing the coloring, it would be the same thing here. We would sell you this print, and then whatever the additional money is for coloring would be just done on another piece of paper.
And it would be gorgeous.
Right. So, think about that. All right, I did Star Wars. All right. We have this really cool print. It's a little smaller. It's 11/17 of Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor. They're kind of like a really cool team bust shot. These are not signed by Neal, so they would get the holographic signature that we put on the back of these. But obviously it is Neal's art. I wish somebody would hire Zeea to color this because I would like to see this color.
I think they're just waiting for me to color it and then they'll get it.
Really nice piece. Again, 11/17 is the size of this.
Oh, hey, Sarah.
It is the 3 busts. Shots of Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor.
It's okay, Sarah. I'm fashionably late for spotting you on the feed.
Even though I said it twice.
You did?
Yes, I did.
Wow.
Okay.
Brain turns off when I focus.
Zeea has a really bad head cold, guys. So this is 13 by 19 Batman, Man-Bat, and Ra's al Ghul. This is one of Kris' faves. This is on that really nice Chiclet paper. It is 13 by 19. I love it because it really is just pen and ink and Neal's white paint.
Yep, on that crazy textured Canson paper originally.
Right.
Now it's on the smoother finish watercolor thick paper.
Right. A really nice piece.
You did, Sam.
Hand sewn. All 3 are hand sewn.
Especially Man-Bat.
Okay.
He's such a plum.
We have the famous running Batman pose, 13 by 19, that everybody loves. These are not signed, so this would have to get a holographic sticker that we put on the back that has Neal's signature done that way so that it is approved by continuity. It is only a sticker that we carry. This is 13 by 19. We sell this for $100.
He often imitated Batman pose.
Yes, a lot of people do this pose. But we know who started this pose. Okay. So, next up.
Sarah Sider says, claim the Bat Trio.
Oh, the
So Batman, Roz, and Man-Bat go to Sarah.
Okay.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. I can do that tonight because Zeea can't hear it.
What?
So, Sarah Snyder.
Actually, I have some stuff I gotta throw in that package for you, Sarah.
Okay, I'll remember that.
Sarah says it's been on my radar for a while.
Oh.
Well, she do like her Man-Bat, I gotta say.
Mm.
Because Sarah's now got 2 little voodoo doll Man-Bats that I've done, so I know she likes her Man-Bat. Oh, she gonna get some confetti. Be white now for the
Maybe.
confetti.
There
Woohoo!
we go. Okay. Our first sale of the evening.
Yay.
Okay, I didn't put up my next piece. Thank you, Sarah.
Sarah says, me love Man-Bat.
Okay. Now, this is a piece that I know a lot of people like.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I just want to clarify what we are looking at. So, originally, Neal did this piece in 1974 as a 16 by 24 piece. It was for a convention. And what happened was Neal ended up redrawing this. So this is a redraw. I just want to point that out. I will say the differences that I see is Neal kind of changed Dead Man's nose a little bit.
I think you went a little tighter with this one, too.
Well, the other one, no.
I mean, like he tightened his lines and stuff. It's
No, it actually is very close. Dad did,
Did he?
yeah. Like I said, when you hold this against the first one,
Yeah, it's hard to tell the difference.
well, here I can give you a little bit. Here is what it originally looked like. Now, if you look at Dead Man, you will notice Neal changed Dead Man's nose.
Oh, yeah, and definitely around his eyes, too.
Definitely around his eyes. He's gotten more dramatic with Dead Man's eyes in time. Everything else is pretty much on target. I mean, you're also looking at something that's penciled to something that got inked. How many of these? These, I maybe have 10 Happy Towers. These are signed by Neal. Again, I just want to point out this, I'm going to say it's a recreation of it by Neal. It is not the original pencil from 1974.
But I like it better.
But I like this better too.
Mm.
I think this is done better than the first one. And considering he was doing the first one for a convention, I would think he would put more into this one than he did that first one anyway.
Well, really, one of the rare reasons why Dad would do something over again, other than somebody asking him to, is that he felt he could do it better.
Right. So this is...
All right, Happy Towers is claiming one.
I didn't even say how much it costs yet.
Well, he's claiming it anyway.
Okay, this is why I'm going to make this $100. And Happy Towers is claiming one.
What are we calling this one?
I would just call it Spectre and Deadman.
Okay.
Because it is the only Spectre and Deadman we have. So apparently it was redrawn in the 2000s. And it says he fixed the anatomy of Deadman and Spectre. Ryan, these are signed by Neal. That's why I really have a very limited amount of these. All right, so this one is Happy Towers.
Okay, Ryan Torrance is claiming one. Thank you, Ryan.
Okay, Ryan.
Oh, Hunter Krebs says, yes, I asked about the coloring message, Zeea, which she hasn't replied to yet. If you message me directly, you kind of have to go through Kris at this DM, because I can't do that through my own personal DMs. Ryan wants to know if there are any other Spectre pieces found.
Nope. Just this one. You're talking about the Spectre Omnibus. Yeah, that I don't even think we got copies of it, Ryan. So,
I'm sorry that I didn't answer you, Hunter. I've been a bit under the weather of late.
Yeah, this week has been a really kind of funky week up here. I will say.
I've been feeling like Jeff Goldblum in The Fly. I'm waiting for perks to fall off.
I will say that I thought Jeff Goldblum was the best dressed at the Met Gala.
He did look fabulous, yes. But, he's
Okay. That is for Ryan.
Giant sexy stick bug that he is.
Jason got me a better supply. This one actually works. And till I said that.
There you go.
For Felix. Okay.
But Hunter, I will put a note on the on our list of purchases for us to get back to you. But please DM Dad's Facebook that you're on right now, and then we can get you a number.
Okay. Anyone else for this print before I move it to the...
What's the Spectre piece next to the print? That's the comic book that...
No, that's the magazine that had the original one.
Are we selling that?
So, no, I'm not selling that. That is Kris's...
That is Kris's. You can't have
personal magazine, because sometimes Kris has to read what Neal Adams says. So...
It's very hard for Kris to retain her own copies of things, because usually
everybody steals
somebody goes and
sells them.
Yeah, and then Kris gets all bent out of shape.
Well, a lot of that has been researched by Kris.
Yeah.
So, Anyway, here we go. Dun, dun, dun. We've now officially made a mess. I haven't had to deal with one of my prints in a while. Okay, we have Poison Ivy. She's very lovely. I personally like this print, and Neal never really does
Poison Ivy.
does Poison Ivy that often. Hardly at all, actually.
No, but boy, when he does.
He goes, "You're going to make me draw flowers." It's kind of like when we would do animatics test commercials.
You made me draw crowds.
No, we would sometimes get, like Marilyn would get like Miracle Grow. So we would have to do like gardens and stuff.
Oh,
and like,
yeah.
I'm drawing flowers.
Oh, my God. You would think we were tormenting him.
Happy Towers has one of Kris's Coney and Savage sketchbook. Great. Okay. 13 by 19 Poison Ivy, signed by Neal. $100 to buy. Gustavo, you probably would like the Denny Inspector. I think I have one of these left. This is actually on the good Giclée paper. Batman hanging off a building. It was and you have my portfolio, yes. But I'm happy you have my portfolio because then I know it's in good hands. So this is $100 to buy. It is signed by Neal at the bottom. This was a variant cover that Neal did that actually started off as a piece, a commission piece that we all fell in love with, and then sold another copy of it to DC, where Neal just fixed things and did it a little different.
And some of the things that Kris has passed along is a bit like Excalibur. You know, the people that she passes them along to are not just going to like randomly sell it. It's going to get passed on to like another artist who's going to study it and make use of it.
Exactly.
Not that I'm saying you don't all do that, but for some people it's an investment, and for some people it's a study.
Like that portfolio that Felix has got me a lot of work for continuity. So that's a good luck portfolio. Yeah. Okay, so once again, 13 by 19 Batman hanging off the side of Girder Building, $100. All right, I'm gonna go back because otherwise Gustavo will yell at me. We're just gonna go backwards to what I know Gustavo might like. Yeah, Gustavo, this isn't the first time Neal drew this. This is the second time Neal drew this. And I believe somebody commissioned Neal to do this, which is why Neal did it. So we have a couple of these that are actually signed by Neal. Then I will sell them without Neal's signatures. And we're selling that for $100. And I did that for Gustavo. Okay, next up is a Star Wars cover that did get printed.
That's Kylo Ren
This
cover.
is the Kylo Ren. This is not signed by Neal. It is $100 to buy. Thank you, Happy Towers. This is a really cool cover. At first, I was upset that we got Kylo Ren because I really wanted like a Star Wars cover, and we had to do Kylo Ren. And I was like, all right, but I really liked how this came out, and over time, this piece has really kind of grown on me. So this is $100 to buy. This would get Neal's hologram signature piece on the back. that only Continuity has. It's like a certificate of authenticity. But unfortunately, we made this print after Neal had passed. So. All right, I have a couple more pieces, and then we're going to go on to some CGCs. I have a Frankenstein, which I believe this was a commission piece, 1117.
Frankie.
This is $100 to buy. This is not signed by Neal. That signature on there is not a
It's printed on.
It is a printed signature, so I don't want you to be thrown by that. This would get Neal's hologram signature. And Frankenstein is 1117.
Chris, we're up to 16 likes.
Wow.
I'm so happy.
Nice. Nice job, Zee. Okay. I'm going to pop this one. Okay, I have Superman Wonder Woman Kiss at the 13 by 19 size for $100. It is not signed by Neal. So again, this would get the hologram piece. I also sell, since you're looking at this, the
Pencil print.
pencil print for $100. Some people like having the finish compared to the pencil. The finish was not inked by Neal. I don't know how many more. This is my last one of this, I think. Terry Dotson, I thought so. Terry Dotson did the inking on this cover. This is part of Neal's 27 covers that he did in a month, where Neal penciled all the covers. And what we were doing was trying different inkers on Neal. So this was Terry Dotson inking Neal. And Neal sent pencils that looked like this out to all the inkers. They all inked their own papers so that they could keep their own work. Okay. Sounds like they're showing up the street tonight, see?
Mm.
I have the pencil, again, of the 27 covers, which is based on the Ra's al Ghul, where we did Damien, Talia, Ra's, and Batman. Which this is very cool. It is at cover size 1117 for $100. And Neal was very happy with Terry Dotson singing on that. That's right. Kris is hiding behind the yellow block. For all you know, I may be somewhere else.
I think she'd be happy if I taught her how to use all the equipment back here so she could be on this side of our page.
Sometimes. I mean, after working a full day of work and then having to sit back here and being female, it's a little difficult on some days.
Yeah, I hear you.
I just want to crawl into a hole. Okay, next, and my final print for the night is Chris's favorite. This is kind of what Zeea looks like tonight. This is 13 by 19. It is a Salvation cover. This is one of my favorite Jokers that Neal did. It's probably the most ghoulish one he ever did. It is $100 to buy. It is 13 by 19.
Although my nose is a lot redder.
Yeah, you sound better today. Well, now you sound better. Actually, since you had your soup.
I had a soup and a nap.
Yeah.
Talia is one of the prettiest characters in the drew. Yep. And she was based on who? Again, there was a model she was based on.
She reminds me of the time when Neal drew her. She kind of reminds me of Mary Screenis, because Mary Screenis was very tall. She had very long black hair. She was not ethnic. She was very white. And she had a very slim body.
Gotcha.
She's very
So
slim.
the build may have been her, but
Could be. And she was up in the studio not up in the studio. She was around at that time period. Now, I may be completely out of my mind, but.
Well, you wouldn't be the only Adam.
But his original Talia, which she was much more kind of exotic and not busty at all, and very slim with a very long hair.
My madness has been rubbing off on my sister since Dad is not here to deflect it.
Yeah. His newer Talia is busty.
Yeah.
His original Talia was not.
Not so much, yeah.
Okay.
She got work done.
Yes. She also shrunk. So, okay. So much for bloody hands. So I think that is my last print.
Okay.
Okay, so does anybody feel like they need a print that I showed tonight?
Happy Tower says, I wonder if he ever referenced Linda Evangelista. Not that I'm aware of for comic books, but probably for advertising, I'm sure he has.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Neal liked exotic looking. I mean, like, he really loves Sophia Loren. He thought she was very, very pretty. And I thought his Talia at the time was very gutsy. She didn't look like anything else that was out in comics at the time. So. Gutsy move on Dad's behalf. Okay, so that is all the prints for tonight. Chris is going to take down the yellow card. Oh my God, you can see me. I'll hide behind my black wire things here. All right, I was going to do CGCs, unless you guys want to go somewhere else. And now Erin White is with us.
Hi, Erin.
So, my CGC collection is over here. So, we moved a lot of CGCs last week, so I was like, all right, let's play CGCs. So, these are yellow labeled CGCs, all of them, which no longer can be made because Neal would have to be around in order to do a yellow label. So, this is the last of the yellow label CGCs. From us, at least. I mean, other people may have yellows out there, but I'm sure I have more yellows.
What's the number on this one?
Okay, this is going to be $400. So what we're looking at is a 9.6 yellow label Avengers Finale #1 from January of 2005. This is actually one of my favorite covers.
Ryan Carnes wants to know if the purple Joker 9.8 sketch cover is still available.
For me, curious. That purple. Oh, I know what you're talking about. It is still available for $5,000. Yes, it is still available. I I do not have it out tonight because it's been put away, but it is still available. Okay, so $400 for the 9.6 Avengers Finale #1 yellow label. She memorized the price. I've had a lot of controversy on that piece, which is the reason why I know about that piece. I want to say,
like Dad did a lot of them either.
This Avengers Finale book is a great cover. Like, I would buy this. This is one of the best covers he's done. Very cool cover. Very busy. Has all of the Avengers on it. It's cool. Okay, I have another 9.8. Now, this is the black and white edition, which always has less copies. It is a 9.8 Batman #50 from 2018 for $400. This is the wedding one. No, Batman #50. Yellow label. So all of these are going to be yellow labels. So $400 for Batman 50. Yeah, that Avengers cover rocks. So I was like, I want this. I was like, no, Kris, you can have it. Okay, next up is a Red Sonja #3. Now this is the signed, obviously they're all signed because they're yellow labels, but this is the Adams variant cover with, this is the no foiled one, because there's a couple of editions of this, one which had a foil. This is the non-foiled. This is $400 to buy. A lot of people don't even know that Neal did this cover. It is a 9.6. It was really hard to get a high number on this, I think because the print run itself had some issues. But it's a very cute kind of coy Red Sonja sitting. Which this is $400 to buy, yellow label. And this is old. This actually goes back a ways. I can tell by the CGC. It goes back to 2005. So this is now like vintage.
Almost 20 years.
Yeah. And there is a lucky person that bought that cover, that Avengers cover, during New York Comic Con. Okay, which way am I going?
What else you got, Kris?
I got a 9.8. This is Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters Alpha #1. Again, this was a print run that had a lot of problems getting a 9.8 one. This is $400 to buy. It is yellow label. It is from 2021. Yeah, the black and white on the Red Sonja is very nice. So this was the other Star Wars cover that Neal got to do, but it is the War of the Bounty Hunters Alpha #1. We did this for Elite Comics 11. It was a variant cover that they did and had Neal do. This is a 9.8 yellow label. Again, like I said, the yellow labels that are out there are the yellow labels that are out there. There won't be more made. $400. Okay, next up is one of my favorite covers that he did. This is the Green Arrow 80th anniversary from 2021. And Neal represented the 1960s variant cover, and this is $300 to buy. like that. So again, Green Arrow. This is the 80th anniversary, number 1, 9.8. Neal represented the 1960s variant cover, which is why he did the yellow arrow card, which got stuck underneath the logo.
Oh boy, were Dad's biscuits burning.
For 300. Really nice cover, this one. This was another nice cover. And it was nice to see him draw Green Lantern, Green Arrow as a cover. Because he either did the Green Arrows or he did Green Lanterns, but he hadn't done Green Lantern, Green Arrows together in a long time. So it was nice to see that. Okay, this is from 2015. This is a 9.6 Green Lantern 45. It is part of the zombie when DC does the zombies. So this was the zombie Green Lantern. Neal did a zombie Batman. He's done a zombie Superman. And he's done a zombie Hal Jordan. So we sell this one for $200. It is a 9.6 yellow label.
I like what he did with the lantern some more than that. I think.
Yeah,
That's cool.
fun cover. For 200. Okay, next one up is a 9.8. This is the Joker 80th anniversary. We've sold this as prints to you guys. This is $400 to buy as a 9.8 yellow label. All right, so I'm going to say this during this part of the show. If you guys are watching this because you're busy watching something else tonight, or maybe you're traveling to your in-laws or your own mother's house for Mother's Day this weekend, if you see something on the show and we're no longer on air, you can always direct message us through Neal's Instagram or his Facebook, and we can pull things off to the side. If you're interested in it, and then when everybody is back Monday, Tuesday, we can talk about it. So don't be afraid that you have to wait till Monday or Tuesday or the next time we're on air with a show. A lot of people will pick up stuff over the weekends. So 9.8 Joker 80th anniversary, $400. Okay. This was that Batman hanging off the building that I showed print of from 2017 for $400, 9.8. Batman number 28 is the issue number. A nice yellow label, and again, a one that may have gotten by if you're a Neal Adams collector. Okay, 9.8, the Joker number 1, which this was an homage to 251. This is $400 to buy. And I think Neal had fun doing this.
I had fun coloring it.
Yeah.
There's not too many pieces where I'll call dibs on coloring, but when Dad said that he was homaging his own stuff to do Joker covers, I'm like, sorry, Tim Shen, I'm calling dibs.
So this is 400 to buy. This goes back to 2021. The Joker #1.
I pulled the family card and went, nope, fine.
And it is the State of Comics edition, 9.8. I'm just going to move us along here.
Rolling.
Rolling,
Keep that work rolling.
Exactly. Okay. Next up is 9.8. This is the Luke Cage #1 for $3.50 yellow label. That was done in 2017. So Luke Cage issue #1.
Thank you, Happy Tower.
I remember when Joe Quesada called and asked if we would do this. 9.8. 3.
Actually, your
300.
sticker says 300, but you said 350. So
300. I may have read the sticker wrong. 300. Sorry about that, guys.
Okay.
Luke Cage #1. It from 2017. Nice.
I could have heard you wrong too, because I'm due for another dose.
No, I think I said 350. Nice Neal Adams signature up in the top. I just thought this was a cool cover. This was kind of art directed in what they didn't want to show and what they did want to show. Because for Neal to do a character where you don't see the front of them is really not Neal. But I thought the way he pulled off what they wanted and still wanted it to read as it was Luke Cage.
Yeah, there's no mistaking.
Right. I would say Neal did a great job on this.
Yeah.
So 9.8, 300. I don't know how I read 350. My eyes are going on me.
That's pen.
Okay, I have another 9.8 of the Batman versus Ra's al Ghul #1 series. This is the sketch cover, which is really, it's not that Neal drew this on the cover. This is a black and white of the first issue of Batman versus Ra's al Ghul from 2019 for $400.
And just so you all know, I colored this, but then they wouldn't let us print it in color because we put too much blood on it. So Dad goes and sends Kris to this place that was like the 7th level of hell to go get a stamp so that he can.
A stamp made that had to match his artwork.
Yeah, I know.
Because it had to be the pattern that Dad wanted of the blood spray.
Right, and then so that Dad could gorilla pound it into the comic.
I don't know if you guys saw Neal at the convention with his stamp pad with this cover where he would stamp it for you as you bought it.
It was a good thing that like Dad was surrounded by his own tables and not too many other people, because I'm sure people thought there was an earthquake going on every time he pounded that thing.
Right. So this is $400 to buy without Neal's red stamp.
It was like in Jurassic Park when you
It's
see
amazing.
the impact tremors in the
Okay,
water.
we're talking 2019, not too many years ago. Where do you go to get a stamp made? A stamp
Seriously.
that has to fit to a cover perfectly, and it's, quote, a Neal Adams cover.
Well, but it also had to be registered.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
it has to be
go to the right
registered,
spot.
has to be cut to Neal's thing. Where do you go? Who makes stamps like that?
The 7th level of hell.
The 7th level of hell. Exactly. And the 7th level of hell made it through COVID. I just want to put it out there.
Oh, they're still out there?
They're still out there because your daughter was asking about stamps. And I said, oh, you probably like the 7th level of hell, and I wanted to make sure they were still in business, and they are. Okay, this is one of Neal's favorite covers, which I always tell you guys what Neal likes is not always what you guys like.
Yeah.
But this is Neal's faves.
I like this one.
This is a 9.8 of Green Lantern. Now, I can't read it because this is an old one.
Okay. It's signed by Neal Adams. White pages. Well, what do you want to read?
What issue number? Green Lantern number?
Number 8.
Number 8. And can you read the year?
It says 306.
Okay, so this is 2006. This is ancient. 9.8 yellow label. Neal's favorite cover. One of Neal's favorite covers.
Hey, Elsie.
Green Lantern, Green Arrow with the funky
cephalopod thing.
Plant weird thing. $200.
Oh, well, that might be it, too.
That's probably it.
Because I know there's a artificial flower shop that's like that, too.
Yeah.
It's like they're all handmade.
He probably owns the building. Now, when we did that stamp, I took pictures of the place. It's like a fire hazard. Like, oh my God, you're dead. And all that's in there is flammable glue because they put stamps together with flammable glue.
Yeah.
And they just have like buckets and buckets of flammable glue. And they have Christmas lights that hang. And it's just like a shit show. But they do fantastic work. This guy busted his ass for Neal Adams and did a perfectly.
Didn't he know who Dad was, too?
He did. And he even built the little contraption that Dad could put the comic book in, that this thing would register the stamps to.
It perfectly.
Right. So as much as I'm like, it is the 7th.
Which, of course, Dad eventually went free with that.
Right. The 7th level of hell. That man did a great job. And that probably, knowing that there is some YouTube short about that shop, and the only way they can still be there is that guy owns that building.
Fire department hasn't turned up to shut them down yet.
Yeah, that's amazing too. Because I'll tell you, that guy can talk and talk and talk. And I had to sit there, and it's really smelly. And the guy's very nice. He doesn't shower too often. And
yeah, you know when you go to comic book conventions and you talk about some of the nerds that need to learn about deodorant, at least they shower once a month.
Right. And it was a fire truck. Those are the things I do for my dad. Yes, and he refuses to make stamps for drug dealers. That is the guy, because that's what he says. He does it, and he has signs all over his store that says he doesn't do stamps for drug dealers. Because drug dealers put on their bags symbols, and he won't do stamps for drug dealers.
I was like, what kind
of
stamps
do
they get? Like Hello Kitty or something?
I know, that is the place that does stamps.
Okay. And
it's like a big, heavy, kind of like Scottish-Irish kind of guy. And he was very nice. Crazy, but very nice. Okay, so that is my CGC section of the evening.
Well, we do appreciate our people with eccentricities. They tend to be the more interesting people. You just have to, get past certain things.
That's true. Okay, I'm gonna move my CGCs over. Pot of CGCs.
L-Sweet says, great story. That stamp's still around. They're plain flat now.
No,
I'm surprised he did not destroy it the way he thumped on it.
No, that guy made it indestructible.
Yeah.
But we have the stamp. It's somewhere on the front bookcase.
He must have had the sense that he was selling it to a gorilla.
I just think the guy is a big guy. I mean, the guy looks like he should come out of like a mountain in where they make.
You mean he's a blacksmithing dwarf?
Yeah, exactly. That's what he's like. Like he should be in one of those movies.
Lord of the Rings.
Rings.
Did he make the One Ring to rule them all?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
That's what the guy's like. Did they show the guy, Sam? I can't believe you. And when you said that he doesn't do the drug thing, I was like, that's right. It was all over his store that he doesn't do stamps for drug dealers. But he does stamps for Neal Adams to put blood on his comic books. That DC said, no, Neal, too much blood.
I was just big because I worked hard on that cover.
You know, sometimes you have to try these. Sometimes they let you go by. Sometimes they don't. You guys took a chance, and they said no.
Yeah, but then we could have printed it with color without the blood and put the blood on the cover.
But the
With the
blood
color.
was no. I think DC said no because it was a third color running. I actually don't think it was the blood. They did have us pull back the blood on the full color cover, but I don't think they were willing to put a third color on the black and white cover.
Yeah, well, I know Dad and I went back and forth about 8 times easily on the amount of blood that was on that cover.
Right. Well, he was telling a story, needed to prove a point, so he did a lot of.
I think we need to make a print of that cover with my freaking color on it so people can see it.
And then DC could get mad at me. All right. Do you think I should do my commercial stuff, or do you think I should wait till Wednesday night? I can wait till Wednesday.
I think I need a fresh dose.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna hop over my commercial.
Yeah, well, Kelly's not here anyway.
Okay, here we go, guys. Are you doing Pan and Skins?
Yeah,
All right,
I'll
so
just pull it up as you.
Batman in the Rain, pencil and ink. And this is a large piece, a gorgeous piece. It is 11/17, so it's very large. I'm gonna try and get the glares off of it.
That's okay. We'll have the scan in hand, so
Yeah.
you'll be alright.
Right.
I just have to let it finish coming through.
Okay, this is $14,000 to buy, but it is a gorgeous piece. Batman in the Rain, pen and ink Neal, 11/17. Let me see.
Where you going?
Huh?
Where you going?
I was gonna say the stamp is here.
Oh, yeah, it's on the shelf
Yeah, I heard that.
up high to the right. I saw it the other day, and it made me hear.
And now I broke it.
Don't break it. Crazy lady.
We'll bring some money to the 7th level of hell.
There you go.
I have to find my picture of the 7th level of hell.
Well, if Sam Green finds the clip, then we can just share the YouTube clip.
Yeah, I'm sure it's no different than when I was there. I'm sure that it has looked that way for the last 30 or 40 years that guy's been in there.
5 millennia.
He does make excellent stamps. I highly recommend him if you need a stamp made. That is the man to go see. So, $14,000 for an 11/17 gorgeous Batman out in the rain with a moon. All Neal, pen and ink. Gorgeous piece.
On the first day, God made light. And he saw it. He said it was good. The second day, Satan made the stamp place.
Okay. So this, you lost your mind over there.
Yeah.
For a minute. Now that we're doing artwork, I will say artwork, we still have the payment plan where we're now asking for a third down. We are asking for people to make payments every month, even if it's $20. Because it just tells me you're still around and thinking about me. And Kris loves to be thought about all the time.
That's what I do.
So we're asking people to make sure that payments are coming into continuity as much as possible.
No, we're not done yet. I'm just getting my medication.
And this has a total of $14,000. So that is the price on this.
Okay. I'm overdue for another dose.
Zea's going to dose up on her medicine. So while she's doing that, Here, I found the
She is
matching
dosing
stamp. So basically, this is the it's Robin's cape or Batman's cape? Batman's cape. Right?
It is Batman's cape, yeah.
Right. So that is the stamp that this guy made.
It's very detailed.
It's very detailed, which, I mean, basically what he did was he did a negative positive to Neal's.
Well, Dad had me make a Photoshop layer of just the blood that he had me put on it.
Right. So,
and then we sent that to him, but then he had to center it so that when Dad pounded it into the comic book, it went into the right spot.
Right. So that is the blood, basically. And that goes on the cape. Right? We're all following this. So what he did was he built this that fits the edge of the comic. And then the stamp fits.
Yeah, it was actually that corner.
Okay.
But
I'm looking.
Yeah. No, bottom corner, yeah. And flip it.
Doesn't matter. You get what I'm doing. So basically it worked like this, where Neal could marry it up and then pound it and it would register onto the comic book. But I mean, the guy thought about it, came up with a way to do it, and goddamn, it worked. And then he is probably the only person I know that also makes stamp pads
that are freaking huge.
That are huge, and he has every color ink there is. He'll even make ink for you. So he made us this really nice blood color.
Nice. He probably mixed it. Yeah.
Mixed it and sold us some blood.
And Sam has sent us the link. So we have the link. So anybody on Facebook, go over on Facebook and you'll see the link. If you don't find it, then we will repost.
Neal's stamp pad looks like he pounded his stamp pad one too many times.
Oh yeah, he did that too.
Right. So, but Neal loved doing this. I think it was his favorite thing to do at conventions. It made him very happy.
Well, because it was the girl coming at, you know.
And I will say, if you need an intricate stamp made, that is the place to go. And now you've learned the history of what we're talking about. Oh, I also wanted to point out, I don't know if you guys noticed this.
Oh, yeah.
DC's in the coffee making business now. I just got one of these, so you cannot have it. But DC is selling like bags of coffee. Like they have a Brian Boland, the Joker who laughs, Neal.
There's a website on the side.
I
think it's on the opposite side of them.
It's follow us online at Comics on Coffee. That's a hard one, guys. So apparently they made Neal's Superman cover, which should make Andrea happy. I don't know how much they charge for this, but you can get a bag of Neal Adams. Unfortunately, Neal Adams is vanilla mocha coffee.
Yeah, I know. Well, if it's going to be Superman, you know it's got to be vanilla.
Right. So we have to do vanilla if we want Superman.
But I think I'm gonna order a bag.
I think
so that we can try it.
Right.
Because I think we need to like put in our
But
two cents on this one.
they have other flavors with other artists. They have other characters. But if you're into Neal, there is a Neal bag there, which I thought was pretty cool. So that is why we have this here. Kris thinks it's cool. Okay. Back to work, Kris.
Which I think the Batman bag.
Sam says he likes vanilla.
That kind of doesn't surprise me.
Okay, now I moved my artwork too far away. Too much stuff here today. All right. I kind of put the heavy hitters up on the top, and then I have pieces that are a little less down a bit. So this is Batman's Solo Shadow. I have no idea what they put for George Perez. I like Brian Boland, so my eyes went right to Joker with Brian Bolin. I was like, oh, I want that coffee. So I don't remember seeing who else was on the other bags. So Zea's going to pull up the pan and scan on this, which she's done. This is 10,000 to buy. This is 1114 Gorgeous Position of Batman by Neal.
If you shoot me a glimpse of your next one, I can have it ready for you. Okay.
Frank Miller is probably on espresso. Possibly. I don't know if I saw a Frank one because I think my eyes would have hit that. So I don't think Frank has a coffee.
I think they just did like one per DC character.
Yeah. And they didn't do all DC characters. No. So Gorgeous Batman with Shadow. And this is 10,000 to buy. Can go on the payment plan. I'm sure if
that's what it's called. That's what it's called.
I'm sure if it's DC, I'm sure Marvel will be not that far behind, and Kirby Crackle Coffee might be there. I would like Kirby Crackle Coffee. Okay, next one up is Neal's prelim pencil for Batman Forever. This was before they came in with the stylistic stuff that we ended up doing in the end. This is a gorgeous composition, prelim of Batman, obviously in his own shadow, or reflection, reflection in a puddle.
And the number on this one?
2000. And this is signed by Neal in pencil. Also, the other ones are signed by Neal as well. So all three pieces of original art I've shown tonight all have signatures by Neal. 2,000 is the price on this. Compositionally, this is a fantastic piece. I only wish Neal actually did the finish of this because it would have been an amazing piece of art. 2,000 to buy this. A lot of thinking in that. That's coolness. Okay, I don't know if we have a pan and scan of this. We do? Okay. This is, and I remember this is very square, so I don't remember what the size of this was. It's almost 17. I would say it's probably 15 by 14.
Got it.
15 by 15 is probably the size on this. This is 10,000 to buy. It is a gorgeous, if you're into, like I refer to this as a Warner Brothers piece, meaning that it would look lovely on anyone's wall. It is not a upsetting Batman. It's not even in some ways like comic booky, yet obviously it is comic books. But this is a gorgeous piece of Batman and Robin. It is 10,000. It's a big piece. It's like 15 by 15. That is Neal's signature on that. And 10,000 for this piece. Really nice piece of art. We've shown that piece before and then put it away and then brought it back and stuff like that. Pops and stuff. I do have the original Black Panther cover for 12,000. Now this is a published cover by Neal, pen and ink, for Black Panther. I used to have a Black Panther. yellow label, but no, I still have it. So this is, I don't know, Zea's in her panda skin. But when she comes out of it, we have the comic book next to the cover. So again, this is Neal's original pencil and ink. It is a published cover from Black Panther #1 from 2016. Are you done, Zee?
No, I'm just letting it.
Okay. And right next to it, we have the 928, which I'm really just showing it to you as a cover of the published cover. So again, published cover, $12,000 is the price on the Black Panther, which for Neal's covers is a really nice price. All right. I noticed 13th Dimension, which I say thank you to. Dan seems to love this Hawkman, so he apparently put out like a thing about this Hawkman piece and how much he loved it, and to watch our show. And I want to say thank you, Dan, for doing that. I highly recommend, for a lot of personal reasons, to read 13th Dimension. One, Dan has been a friend of our family for a number of years. Dan is the man who has helped me find missing artwork that Neal likes to leave at taxi cabs all over New York City. Is how I actually met Dan. And he does 13th Dimension. And he's one of the nicest people on the planet. He has Pete actually doing that buried treasure, which he actually started doing on our show. And now Pete does that pretty regularly these days. So if you're looking for some good art or good material, I would look for that buried treasure that 13th Dimension puts out. And like I said, he pushed this piece this week out of the blue. Didn't even talk to me about it. But I say thank you. It is 1,500. It is 11 by 14. And it is pencil and ink Neal, colored by Tim Shin. It is a sign piece, and it is Hawkman. So, and Steven, we miss him too. But a lot of what goes on here is we tell stories about Neal. We show things about Neal. We showed Neal's famous stamp thing tonight out of the blue that we weren't planning to do. We sell Neal's artwork. A lot of people that are on with you have bought Neal's artwork. We even talk about new stuff that they're doing with Neal's artwork. So
We even occasionally talk about songs that Dad likes to croon.
that's right. We have crooning nights of Neal Adams faves.
I think I'm gonna have to make like a song list of Dad's like most.
I was going to do El Diablo.
Yeah.
Right. So El Diablo is an 8.5 by 11 piece, pencil and ink Neal. Color on this is Zeea. Excuse me. This is $1,500 to buy. And I think Neal did El Diablo because he wanted to. I think it is a character that Neal actually enjoyed working on, even though he only did, it feels like, an issue.
Yeah, I think somebody posted a sketch that Dad did that was a bit more of a full figure that Dad did like way back
Right.
of El Diablo.
Right. Well, with El Diablo came horses. There's some good horses and capes. And he has a face, which Dad likes drawing faces. So it had all the elements that Dad liked to do. And it is a signed piece by Neal. This is a piece that Neal did, he drew, which ended up, we took a while to color this.
What was the number on this?
1,500. I think you're at 1,500 up.
I probably did.
Feels like you're at 1,500 up.
I think I had it up for Hawkman.
I'm probably going to wrap this up in like 5 minutes, guys, because I can tell Zeea is at the end of her. I have this really nice Superman bust profile for 1500 pen and ink Neal. A really pretty Superman.
You want to call Superman pretty? But sometimes he is.
Yes. Well, sometimes Neal draws a hard Superman.
Yeah.
Sometimes he does pretty Supermans. And this is a pretty Superman. This, again, would be one of those pieces that I would highly recommend having Zeea color up because she'll do a gorgeous job.
Yeah, I already have the reference for the face.
So, only a fool would not buy this and have Zeea color it. So this is $1,500 for the black and white. And it is a signed piece by Neal.
She's at the end of hers, or like, yes,
Yeah,
I know.
he is at the end of probably Zyrtec and a half a dozen other drugs. So,
Well, I mean, not that many, but
okay,
cheapers. I have Mucinex and I have aspirin.
there you go. Mucinex would have me under the table. I can't even function with it. I can't even take it because it even gives me bad dreams.
Lance says, I missed the one right before the Batman and Robin with no backing. I believe it was 2000. Didn't get a good view. Probably because I wasn't looking at the Instagram camera.
Was he?
I'm sorry. I'm a
Okay,
little
run it
mixed
by me again.
Okay, it was before the Batman and Robin, the Grayson one, the Dick Grayson one, the
Right.
big one.
Right.
And I think
Before
he
it.
said it was 2000.
Oh, it's the prelim.
I'm gonna try to find that video.
It's the Batman Forever prelim.
I'll tell Lance to get on Facebook. Yeah. Oh, you switched. Okay. There. All right. Hold on.
We have to give Zeea some time because her brain has little hamsters that are fighting for their lives. And
Actually, I'm really surprised that my face is not like beet red right now
you're a little
because my
bit
face
red.
is really hot.
Yeah, your face is red right now. That's what I'm saying. I can see across the table where you're at.
It's like my hands are arctic, but my face is like.
Yeah, I like took off my flannel because it's hot, and you're sitting under 80 degrees, supposedly blowing up.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to tell from my hands. I tell you that. Okay, Lance says
good.
I'm watching Ghostbusters on my Facebook cable platform.
Nice things. Okay, we're gonna do Dead Man, and I'm probably gonna end on Two-Face. Okay, Z?
Okay.
Get you home. Okay, so this is Dead Man, 8.5 by 11. This is pencil and ink Neal. Color on the skin tone of Dead Man is now I can't talk. Is also
Was it
Neal.
I didn't do it.
And the rest of the color on this is Zeea. So this piece is $2,000 to buy. It is 8.5 by 11. It is a signed piece by Neal. Again, the coloring on Dead Man's skin is Neal's coloring.
Yep, because I would never have thought to use those colors.
Right. So there's even color of Neal on this. Zea's punchy poppy red. Dead Man color, $2,000 is the price on this. Okay.
Jeez. Lance is multitasking. He's got Sandman on the TV, this on his phone, and Ghostbusters Frozen Empire on his PC. How can you even like follow a story with that much crap on? I mean,
Okay. Skin tone is Neal. Wow. Yeah, skin tone on that is Neal. So this is Batman's Two-Face.
yeah, I
By
would
Neal.
not have thought to do the pink and blue on
I don't think
Dead Man's
anybody
face.
would have thought of doing pink and blue on Dead Man. But I guess it gives you pink and blue kind of makes a gray.
Well, I know. I mean, Dad used to use mauve a lot, but I don't.
But
think,
this is
I don't
pink.
think they had mauve anymore. So I think he just used whatever was like the closest to it.
Right.
And ran with
But
it.
I think it gives you kind of a gray blue in a way color, so
Yeah.
it looks dead. Okay, so now we're looking at Two Face because now I've joined Zeea with being one scene behind.
Sorry.
We are 11 by 14. Two Face, pen and ink Neal. Color on this is Zeea. 2,000 to buy.
Yeah. I only watch Ghostbusters when Sandman is on commercial. That would still make my brain explode, especially today.
All right, guys. I was planning on going longer, but I can tell that Zeea is winding out. And
No. I'm like that guy in Predator that gets hit by the tree. I'm like, I can make it, man. I can make it.
You just keep thinking that, Zig. So I can see out of here because obviously the Mucinex is now talking.
You know that guy was dead like 2 seconds after he got on the chopper. He may have made it to the chopper, but that was it.
You're gonna make it to the chopper, Zig.
I will make it to the chopper.
I'm hoping that next week
Send me more likes.
will not be like this week. And then I'm hoping that Zeea will stay in bed for the whole weekend.
Oh, hell yeah.
And be okay on Monday.
If it wasn't for my love of you guys, I would not even have been here today.
Yeah. And I didn't go on last night because Zeea was in bad shape last night.
Yeah.
So that's why we didn't do last night's show, hoping that today she would be feeling better.
But
I'll claim a Kylo. So Happy Towers is going to claim a Kylo Ren print.
Thank you. He is at half-mast. No, I am medicated. I'm at full mast right now.
So can you write
I just
Kylo Ren for
and making
Happy
Kris
Towers?
uncomfortable because I'm like my whole face is Rudolph red right now.
Yes, Zea's getting red.
Not that I don't turn colors, but I get those looks at the gym from people that think I'm gonna like drop dead of a
because you
coronary or
do the
something.
red purple.
Because
thing that
I'm
Pete
like a
does.
chameleon. I change
Yes.
colors. It's like, no, I'm fine.
I just go pale. I just look like I'm going to pass out.
Well, like I said at the beginning, I'm like Tinkerbell. If you want my light to not go out, you gotta hit that like button.
So everybody hit a like button for Zeea so
Send
I
me
can
some love.
take her home. And I want to say thank you for buying from us tonight. We will be back in our normal schedule, normal slot for next week.
Ideally.
And again, if you are watching this and there's things you want, you can always direct message us. I will see it over the weekend and we will pull your stuff to the side and talk with you on Monday or Tuesday. And 10 to 1, we still have it. And Greg Harper says, appreciate doing the show tonight. Zeea felt better soon. Thanks for great show, everyone.
Thank
I
you,
want
guys.
everybody to have a happy Mother's Day. And
you know what my one request for Mother's Day was?
What was your one?
I want complete control of the TV.
Okay. Well, you can have complete.
I get to watch whatever I want to watch on Sunday.
Okay. You do that thing.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know about the stay sane. Because I never was in the first place, so I can't say.
Right. So everybody, I'm going to say goodnight. I'm going to take Babelmouth home and put her to bed. And everybody have a good Mother's Day. We'll be back next week. Thank you for tonight. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bon appetit.
Say goodnight.